Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Hope everybody had an amazing week. I'm actually spending the day with my granddaughter, and we took a pit stop here because I wanted to make sure to come live, no matter what, keeping that habit going. And today we're talking about the first 6 months in business, building the foundation that no one sees. So I'm Prosperous Jen, and in my first 6 months, I actually hit six figures, and now I help other people to transition from a career into entrepreneurship, and it's been an amazing, fantastic ride. Now, the other day, I was on the phone with a career coach, and he was completely incredulous that I could have hit six figures in 6 months. And here's the thing I told him: I don't tell other people they're going to hit six figures in 6 months. And not that I don't think that they can, but not always do I think you should. Because what happens when we go into that hustle and grind mode, we end up building in a way that is not in alignment with the life that we desire. And I had to actually rebuild multiple times in that process. So, what most people do is focus on those visible wins, the logo, the website, their first sale. And not that those things aren't important, they certainly are. That is the foundation work, of course. But there's other foundation work that is super important. And so it's really to figure out exactly the kind of life that you want to live, and then you begin to build the business around that. And that is what is super important. So I have created what I call the three pillars that really are the most important in those first 6 months. And the first thing is identity work. This is what nobody gets to see. Who do you need to become to run this business and run it in a way that fuels your life and makes you feel good? The shift required, the shifts required before any of the strategy will ever work. And what most people miss is that identity isn't about you, your values, your vision, your mission. Of course, yes, but understanding why and who you are and why you are here and why your business exists and what the greater good is that it serves. When you are clear on the impact you're here to make, every decision becomes easier. You're not just building a business, you're answering a calling that comes from deep in your soul. And the other thing is that everybody tends to think, and I think I said this last week, that you need to have a business that is doing what you love. Well, no, I'm here to tell you that you want to find a business that gives you either the freedom of time, the freedom of energy, and the freedom of money. So, or all three, so that you are freed up to live the life the way that you want to live it and enjoy the things that you love to do. And yeah, if you're lucky, and I'm very lucky, you can find a way to build a business that that you do love, rather. But both, for me, I found a way to earn a living. I hate that expression, but a way to earn money doing what I love. But I've also, the most important part of that is that it's not just all work. I've built a business that allows me to spend the day with my granddaughter a bunch of days this week, but yet still get my work done. And so, really doing that identity work of who am I, why am I here, and then doing that same identity work for your business. That is the first pillar. And then it's life design. What does your dream life look like? How do you want to spend your energy? How do you want to spend your time? What kind of people do you want around me? What do you want your finances to look like? And then reverse engineer, what is the business that's going to support that? And even if you already are in business, you can still try to figure this out, especially with all the automation and technology and beautiful things that are out there today. And the other thing is that I have spent 3 years, I'm entrepreneurial operating system based. And if you know anything about that, it's very much geared towards like teams or companies that have more than one person. Um, I have spent 3 years figuring out how to make that system work for solopreneurs. And one of the things that we do in my Beyond Limits program, by the way, if you're listening and you're ready and you want to launch and you want to get to that next level and you want to get started, drop ready in the comments. And I will send you that blueprint that took me to six figures in 6 months. But one of the things that I teach in this program is building the systems out before you need them. So after 6 months in my program, even if you're a solopreneur, you know exactly every role in your business. You may be the one filling those roles, but they are written out, described, standard operating procedures in place so that when you're ready to grow, when you're ready to expand, you already have that structure. So the structure that you build in the first 6 months prevents the chaos later. So now, if you don't focus on these things behind the scenes and make sure that you are ready for expansion when it happens, that's when things start to crumble and fall apart. So that's your sales system, your marketing system, your operations, your growth strategy. How do people find you? How do they buy? How do you deliver? How do you scale? The clarity on your offers, your people, your boundaries. I did not set up my boundaries very well in my first 6 months. All of this part, how you work, when you work, and what you will and won't tolerate, the kind of clients that you want around you. Most people build these reactively. I know I did. And that's why I'm not bragging about, well, I do brag sometimes. I mean, it's a pretty huge accomplishment to earn six figures in 6 months. I don't think I've seen any comments yet, which is a little odd, but it is a big deal, but that is not the goal. The goal is to build it in a way that supports the life that you want to live and not just go, I got to hustle and grind and make all of this money. So these are the foundation. These are the pillars that I believe in and that is the most important. And while, yeah, I think it's great to get to the six figures in 6 months, what I think is most important is to build the structure of a business that is going to support the life of your dreams. And spending the time, especially in a week like this, it's such a good time to be reflective and go deep on what really matters in your life and what kind of impact you want to make, and what kind of mother you want to be, what kind of grandma you want to be, what kind of everything that you want to be, and making sure that you haven't built a business that is pulling you away from those deepest desires. And that's the most important thing. Hello, Tracy. And I saw a couple other people hop in on Instagram. That's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to make sure to come live, say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. My microphone I don't think is working, and all kinds of other things because I'm a little distracted being grandma. But I love you guys and I'm grateful, and I will see you all soon. Drop ready if you want the blueprint.